you would have to reflect. You want to do business with the city of Chicago, and I'm mayor in the mayor's seat. You would have to have an agreement, like Mayor Washington. You know, reflect the neighborhood you live in, the population of Chicago. Contract had to equal to the population proportionally in the neighborhood. So the city itself can put up the business right there, and the bank hold the paper. When the bank pays, all right, and then the person who owns the business pay the bank. But so that's how you would do it, because we got a problem with the money, the capital more than anything, all right?
Right.
So that we use the city for that, because if I put money in the bank, I got money.
So you're saying that if you were the mayor, that the city would begin to spend more money specifically in the neighborhoods and would support local business development in neighborhoods.
That's correct.
By allowing the city to do business with those local businesses.
That's correct.
Okay.
And I know you correct you one thing. It ain't if I'm the mayor, it's when I'm the mayor.
Amen. All right.
But that's exactly what I'm talking about, all right?
What about the tip?
See, I want to highlight here's the dual role that the African American black media plays, and that is that before we are reporters and media persons, we are black, and we are concerned about our community.
This is Sean here, all right? And y'all know why I gotta take this, right? Commissioner.
Engaged in the conversation, being invited as a media, I'm also engaged in the conversation being a black man and concerned about my community. And really, that's first.
Yeah.
The media part comes second. And so, I look at you're a businessman. I consider myself a businessman. And I thought, when I first heard that you was running, and you don't have to admit this or not, but I said to myself, because I asked the question like most people did, why would he cut these commercials with Rounder? And the first thing I said was, you couldn't have bought that kind of PR to give you name recognition any other way. It was great name recognition, because I said, well, why else would he do these commercials of your status for Rounder, other than you was setting the platform for this, because you had in your mind you might do this, and you had somebody else pay for an enormous amount of PR for you.
Yeah,
Give you name recognition. Now, you got to admit that
I
would say as a businessman, it is an extremely smart thing. It was an extremely smart thing to do. Now, second of all, and I know in reading your bio and researching you and knowing that you have donated to churches. My question now is, once again, what have you done over the years in investing in local black businesses, not just churches, startup businesses? Have you been involved in that? Have you invested in black businesses throughout the community?
Let me just tell you what I've done. I am probably blacker than anybody up in here. No, I don't color. Anybody in here spend $1 million a year into the community? Anybody in here? If not, I do. That ain't black, that what is that?
Green, brother, that's green.
All right, okay. But I can choose to spend my money elsewhere if I want to. Okay, I live down here. Okay? And I spend a lot of money down here, right? And how I got my life started, let me tell you this much. It wasn't the black people that helped me get started. It was the white man. The black people was the tough one on me.
You see, like we always have that issue. That's the reason why I asked that question. Because we
Right.
always have that issue that everybody else helps give a kickstart than our own, right? Even when they're in a position to do so, right?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just trying to be clear. It is this much here. We have taken and hired black employees. We hired black businesses. You know, not black businesses. We hired stuff like things. Okay. So we have black accountants, right? Truck drivers, all right, and help spearhead the necessary dollars there out here to help spearhead everything, right? And y'all know when we get ready here, I think we're talking too much what we have to really talk about in terms of some of the old issues, but I'm gonna talk frankly and open, pretty much what I gotta say, all right? But it's all citizen as well, but let me just finish down with one question over here. The community from which I come from is Gilbert, Louisiana, okay? Been in Chicago since 1965, all right? Ever since 1965, I've never left the community, financially and doing business. Never left the community, all right? And even though I live down here, I'm in the community every week, in the community. Right? We are in those communities that balance it out, trying to make sure education, trying to make people who, right now we're trying to make people, they don't have food needs, or clothing, or anything like that. We've been able to do things this way. We have taken our resources and helped the African American communities by way of, like example. Oh, I want to break that down right away.
You talked about the banks helping economic development, but what about the TIP funds? The TIP funds are supposed to help start businesses, but they're being used to in areas that are not blighted, and they're supposed to be provided there right now.
I want to say about this. When I put in the legislation I introduced for the state of Illinois, that said everything is equal opportunity as reflects the population of Illinois. It would be the same thing as reflects the population of Chicago. Those TIP dollars not getting into our community. You know, we must make sure those dollars get in our community proportionally. All right? Now, we will always have problems in our community unless we can bring economic development, economic development. You know, that's a long road to take because we got to build it up, but we got to start somewhere. All right? But those TIP dollars have to be shared proportionally and to our community as well as the white community, Hispanic community, and other communities. It has to be, because otherwise you're going to always have the I can't breathe situation. All right? The Ferguson situation. All right? You won't be able to get out of there unless we can deal with that situation. You know, once we deal with that situation, we can start to make progress. Our kids get out of school today and don't even have the education or the trade to get a job in our business. You know, they don't even teach business out in our neighborhood school. And we've been out here in school today, we have books. Why are we talking about books? Why are we talking about computers? You know? We already started in that.
Right. And you know, you definitely have that issue, but then there's also, whether it's a college student, whether it's somebody, a businessman, any of us as black men, when we get out there in the streets, they don't see a police officer profile when they're not in uniform. So how do you deal with that? This crisis that really Obama is having to challenge them with.
Here's how we deal with that. I put that on the public station. Right? So what I would do, the first thing I would do, I would get rid of the superintendent of police. That's number one. Right? But I ain't good enough that I'm gonna get rid of the superintendent of police. I gotta have a plan to fix it. Okay? But I would get rid of the superintendent of police. I would hire 4 superintendent of police. 4. And we'll break it up in proportion. West, south, north, east side, whatever it may be, all right? You would take and break it up in proportion then. Then we break it proportion because that way this particular superintendent can deal with the west side, south side, east side, wherever town is, more closely. You can get out there and deal more closely with that community, all right? It ain't so big, all right? So you can deal closer with the people. Secondly, how would you pay for it? Pay for this way. I would take all police officers out of the automobile, or 75% of them, out of the automobile, put them around the street bus, the L, the businesses. If I can ride the bus in the cold and I'm paying you, you know.
As an ex-Chicago Housing Patrolman, I agree with that statement, because a lot of us, half us would patrol and half would ride in the cars and would switch on. But everybody in cars all the time, you can walk up on something quicker than you can ride in
Well, without a doubt. And here's how you deal with the rest of it, all right? How you pay for it? I think the superintendent police right now make around about $250,000 up in that area, all right? You're gonna have 4, all right? All you gotta do, 75% of all automobiles, you ain't gotta buy them now. you ain't gotta fix them no more.
Well, now, you mentioned, as a businessman, of course, the money that you're going to spend on this campaign, and most of us here represent businesses, media businesses. So when it comes to your advertising and promotion budget, are you looking at spending it with African American owned media?
You betcha. You betcha. And one of the reasons why I ain't even got to that point yet. You know, but the same token, I don't want anybody to think I'm gonna bribe anything. That ain't what it's about. You can betcha. I put that word out prior to it. You remember this here. I reach out to you guys. You guys reach out to me.
Well, I've been out on some of your last press conference. You was in Oakbrook, but I was downtown. But I've been on other press conferences for the other mayors, and those cars are $30,000 a piece that he brought from Ford. So you think you're gonna plan on raising those, or most of them putting it back into salaries so you can do the 4 divisions of superintendents? Is that your plan, maybe?
Well, whatever dollars that I have to spare once we get to raising money, we will share that proportionally. Look, I intend to spend dollars into African American media, right? Period. How much those dollars? I don't even have a budget. Right now, I'm gonna put my own money in, all right? Now, after today, we start raising money, all right?
So do you have a person in place for all of us?
That would be Greg Livingston would be the person, all right? That we would then begin to take and work it out. I'm proportional. I got practice what I preach. You know?
Are you planning on producing more television commercials as your campaign?
Well, we know that for most of us we don't own TV stations, all right? So most of it is in print, and we got cable, all right? And online, right? We'll have to deal with that proportion. You know, I gotta have some money on network TV, all right? Because otherwise than that, we all look at network TV. We all look at the side news, all right? But that shouldn't include you either.
And what about your social media?
I have a whole team of people with that in-house. We hire some of those. We also got another thing too. We're looking for some volunteers as well. You know, so we'll be doing a little both. We gotta mention this dollars that proportions that do come in. I'm gonna watch over all of that stuff. You know, I refuse to not to do it. And I go I'm my own shot because when I win, I'm gonna win. I have my everything comes across my desk.
I'm really not. And keep in mind that with some, I can't speak for everybody, but we probably did about 3 or 4 articles covering you, your campaign. So even if we're not at the press conference, that doesn't mean that we're not supporting it. We're not supporting, we're not covering it.
I'm saying that right. But we all I can tell you this, I intend to be spend money on our press. African American press. Well, I won't be able to spend money on all white press. I would not be able to do that. You know, because it's expensive, all right? But I will make sure that we'll cover here every time I possibly can, all right? With the money and the portion that I have. I'm not going to try to outspend Ron Emanuel. You know, if he has all those $X, we're going to have what we have proportion. You know, but when I become mayor, you all won't need an appointment to come and see me.
All right. Thank you, sir.
And that's big time. We ain't got but another month and a half.
Can you say it one more time?
When I become mayor, you won't need an appointment to come and see me.
Yes.
All you gotta do is just stand in line to some other meeting over, all right? But you won't need no appointment, all right?
So you might have to call Zelda, but she'll put you through.
If y'all could still hang around, let this other media so I can ask some questions for them, so they can get this on the 5 o'clock news and stuff like that.
Anything for the book? Anything for the book?
Anything.
It's 4 o'clock, so I want to hit the 5 o'clock news today, and but y'all stay right here with us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be right here. All right, good. We would introduce and pass legislation that says equal opportunity for all citizens proportionally the makeup of the city of Chicago with jobs and contracts. You get that passed into city council. what neighborhood going to say that I don't want jobs and business in my neighborhood? Nobody, I don't say that. Okay? You get that passed into law. Okay? That means into law, that means every piece of business that the citizens of Chicago deal with the taxpayers' money, it has to be proportionate. If African Americans represent, I'm just using for a figure, 25%, okay? If the Hispanics represent 20%, whatever that may be, white Americans represent X, Y, Z. Then that's how those contracts have to be proportioned. How do you guide and protect those things? You set up a board that made up of citizens of Chicago, all citizens of Chicago, white, black, Hispanic, and others. And that board would be set up and from each proportion communities. And if some come up, if it doesn't meet those requirements, it doesn't pass. It don't do business in Chicago. And if they do business in the city of Chicago, and nobody's not, let's say nobody's not an architect or for building a Sears Tower or something like that, you have to have a mentor program in there. That mentor program would take and be introduced into that particular proportion and still get those dollars. That's how we would fix this situation. And you know what? I don't think Chicago is as segregated as it as we can. I don't think you can look at it as so segregated, which it is now, yes, but it should be more integrated. I don't think they are so much opposed to working together as a community. I think how the whole segment is put together, that we have not been included. You haven't had a mayor that is sensitive for all citizens, okay? West side, south side, east side should look just like downtown Chicago.
Amen.
Okay? And we won't rest until we get that way. And then how you get it is that when you pass that law, proportionally all it has to equal out jobs, economic empowerment, business and everything else. So if you're a business, you're let's say you're a Sears or you're a Caterpillar, and you got contract into billions of dollars, you have to have a mentor in there, a proportion of that community to make sure that you have those components. Otherwise, that bring you somebody that's willing to do it, some other corporation willing to do it. But those are the taxpayers' dollars. You know, nobody else should come over and take money from a certain community and put it over here, and when it's their dollars. That should not fit. That's how we would fix the problem, and we'll communicate with these corporations that does it. Now, the difference in my candidacy is this here. Look at my record. My record states clearly that I've been supporting the community with all my dollars. My wife and I pretty much put 95% of our dollars that we make profit back into the community. We've done it for years. You know? So this ain't just now starting. Okay? Look at my business record. You know, I've been in business a long time. Figure this thing out. The business way I have to survive is not written in a dictionary or it's not taught in school.
Well.
You know? I have to do it a different way. You know? But we were successful and blessed that the Lord allowed us to be smart enough to work it out. We do business in China, because the type of business that we are in. If you think about only doing business in the United States, you can't do that no more. This is a global economy. You know, if you can't work on global economy, you pretty much already out of business where you got started. You know, it is a global economy. You know, so when somebody over in China makes 70 cents per hour, and somebody over here making $10 per hour, wow. And you still gonna buy this telephone from China, regardless of what it made in USA, if you're gonna pay 500% more. Okay? So you have to be smart, and we have to make a connection. We have to get together as a people and put a team together to make sure that happens. And so that's how you would fix that. Let me get back to public safety just for a second here, because public safety is a serious situation. We will integrate the police department, that everything is made up of proportionally for community.
No, a suggestion was made that police should be hired from the community that they're policing. And not just the district, but the actual community, and that they should get involved and be required to get involved in the community activities, whether it's attending a weekly religious service or whatever the case may be, so that their role is maybe redefined, not so much as this militaristic kind of role, but really more of the public service that our tax dollars are paying for.
Oh, yeah.
How is it possible to institute that kind of philosophy in the police force, given the fact that you're planning on putting in place a
I would recommend it, I would do this. It is that if you're from Chicago, the taxpayer dollars from Chicago, you hire people in Chicago, from Chicago. And we got citizens living on the streets. Crazy. You got to set up things for them to take and deal with. Open up some million houses, parking lots, and the houses that African American or Hispanic or white or whatever, take and rehab those houses. You know, get rid of some of these high taxes, get rid of the red lights.
Hello.
Yeah, get rid of the high tax you gotta pay downtown. So you would get the high gas tax, so you can stay in Chicago by your gas versus going outside. You know, create a tax incentive so more business coming, African American, Hispanic, and all the rest of it do business in Chicago versus going out in Indiana or something. That's how you create a tax base for more business. You know, to take and run with. Otherwise than that, it doesn't work. It will work.
Who on your campaign so far has been handling media for you, just so that we know who that person is?
Well, it's gonna be right now, Greg gonna be down, we're gonna put some things together, but it'll be Greg.
All right.
I'm gonna find him there because I'm the easy guy right there. I'm proud today to be standing here today in my house as City of Chicago as mayor. Today, Mayor Ron Emanuel has withdrawn his petition in terms of that I'm now on the ballot for running for mayor of the City of Chicago. And today was a good Christmas present, you know, that all citizens have the opportunity to run for the mayor of the great city of Chicago, regardless of race, creed, or color. Today we can now, starting out tomorrow, really get here and talk to the people and the things that concern us the most, which is economic empowerment, economic development, public safety, education, equal opportunity for all citizens of Chicago, and I mean all citizens. We'll be taking a look at all contracts and jobs that is given. Every person, every business that do business with the city of Chicago will recommend and pass legislation to make sure it reflects the population of all citizens. We will deal with all these particular issues that is out here that is plaguing the community. We will deal with the red light issues, whereas right now they moved the red light on yellow up to like 5 seconds or something like that. 2 seconds, I'm sorry, 2 seconds. National is, 4 seconds. So we'll deal with all those issues as well. And we'll set things in place. I've asked that the community out here, I'm for all citizens. Don't vote for me because I'm African American or black or colored or Negro. Vote for me because I'm the best person for the job, and we'll get the job time. We're working for all citizens to make sure it's a better city. And I pledge to all citizens today that this is a good Christmas present. And hold me accountable for whatever I do. Just like to hold this mayor accountable for what he has done. Every neighborhood, the west side, the south side, the east side, should look like downtown Chicago. And we talk to downtown Chicago, back on this red light thing again, there is no red light cameras downtown Chicago. And I have to ask the reason why. We're one city, all citizens. If you're going to have red light in the neighborhood, you should have it downtown Chicago. And we must look at the police force. We must eliminate one police superintendent for the whole city. We must break it down into 4 different segments. And those 4 different segments of superintendent, the west side, the north side, the east side of downtown. you can better serve the community, you get more closer to the community. We will eliminate the cars. 75% of the policing cars will get out, walk the community, ride the buses, ride the subway, knock on barbershop doors, business doors, get among the people. And we will save money by not having all these automobiles and the mechanics and things like that. We'll save money that way. And the other thing we'll look into is this as well, so that there's no more I can't breathe situation, or there's no more of the Ferguson. We'll have an independent police force that will report direct to me as mayor. That 911 call goes out, that independent police force will be out there on that call to make sure all citizens are safe and feel comfortable. That will make this thing together. We will set up an independent board made up proportionally of the city of Chicago that reflect the different neighborhoods and nationalities. We will set up those things in place so when someone come out and evaluate, let the citizen make the decision for themselves. Fifth, we will take and have term limits. Term limit so that we don't have too many of the friends that I call them sweetheart deals. Term limit is time to go. You know, get someone else in that new, the young, fresh mind. We will have term limit. I will work hard to try and institute term limit. And those are the things that I'm so proud about today that, look, I get a chance today to stand before you today and run for mayor of this great city of Chicago. And it was a little tough battle for me lately, but we made it through, you know. And most of the things that we made it through with the help of God, just faith. And I always put that in there too. And so that's where I come from. We would not discriminate against anybody because of their faith or religion or background. You know, we will follow the laws of Chicago, the state of Illinois, the United States. We'll follow the laws. And today I pledge to you that I will be a mayor for all citizens of Chicago. Is there any questions?
Latifa, and you're watching ZTV on the Higher Learning Network. Get your head right.